In this module, we will discuss the marketing of agricultural produce, marketing skills, and value chain development. Now that you've learned about sustainable agriculture as concerns both crops and animals, the next step is to look at how to market our agricultural produce and develop marketing skills. This is important not only for the sake of getting some revenue, but also because knowing how to get farm produce to the market helps you to ensure food security and also creates jobs. This module aims to provide you with all the knowledge of how to market your agricultural produce and develop marketing skills as shown in the chart on your screen. If you want to access bigger markets, there are certain conditions that you as a farmer must comply with. One of these conditions is to ensure quality and safety of produce from harvest time right through the same time it gets to the market. One of the ways of doing this is by value addition. This is the addition of improvements to a product before the product is offered to the market. For example, the packaging of tomatoes. Value addition helps to improve the value of your product in the following ways. 1. Improves quality and shelf life for the raw agricultural produce. 2. Improves and stabilizes prices for agricultural produce. 3. Save on transport cost by delivering high-value, low-volume products. And finally, creates opportunities for using byproducts as inputs in other farm operations such as animal feeds, manure, and fuels. We will now take some time to learn about value chain management. The value addition process has a lot of activities. So how do you organize all these activities in a way that creates value? The answer to this question is what is referred to as value chain management. The chain comprises of 3 major segments which describe each link of the production. That is inputs, production, and delivery. The beginning of the value chain consists of identifying needs and the consumer's desires with an end to produce the best agricultural produce. The key value chain concepts are A. Value chain and B. Value chain analysis. We will explain each of these concepts one by one so that you can put them into practice. To begin with, a value chain is all the activities which are required to bring a product from conception and through different phases of production. An example of this is planting, harvesting, packaging, and selling of rice. As a farmer, you need to regularly look at the value chain, especially as relates to your products, so that you can identify areas of improvement. And this process of looking at and analyzing the value chain is commonly known as value chain analysis. Having learned about value chain analysis, what are some of the factors that you should consider when analyzing value chain? As shown in the image on your screen, analysis of value chain generally includes 1. Selecting the area to be assessed. 2. Analyzing the market. 3. Establishing a map of the value chain, that is mapping. 4. Measuring performance of the chain and establishing benchmarks. 5. Analyzing performance gaps. And 6. Developing recommendations. Now, value chain activities can be classified into 2 broad classes. Primary activities is the first class. This refers to all activities concerned with creating and delivering raw agricultural products. For example, picking or harvesting of rice. Secondary activities is the second class. This refers to those activities not involved in actual agricultural production. For example, farmers sourcing and negotiating with rice packaging companies. Now, the primary activities can also be grouped into 5 classes. We will begin with incoming. This is all the activities concerned with receiving and storing externally sourced materials. In the case of animal farming, some examples include the purchase and storage of layers mash for chicken rearing, purchase of animal feeds, seeds, and the purchase of manure and fertilizers. Next, operations. This is the way in which resources or materials are converted into outputs. For example, the use of feeds to produce eggs at the farm level. Simply put, it is the production of products and services. Next, we have outgoing. This involves all activities associated with getting finished goods and services to buyers. Next, marketing and sales. This is essentially an information activity, informing buyers and consumers about products and services, that is, benefits, use, price, etc. Next, we have service. All those activities associated with maintaining product performance after the product has been sold. Secondary activities can include the following. We will begin with procurement. This concerns how resources are acquired for a business, for example, sourcing and negotiating with the material suppliers. 2. Human resource management. These are activities concerned with recruiting, developing, motivating, and rewarding the workforce of a business. And finally, business planning and support functions. These are the activities concerned with managing information processing and development and protection of knowledge in a business. It also includes finance planning, quality control, and general senior management. Next, we will take some time to look at the process of value chain by practically doing an analysis of an existing value chain. The key process questions that will appear on your screen should be discussed in groups and will be facilitated by a moderator. Define the subsector in which a value chain is to be analyzed. Outline constraints, opportunities, the need for study, and decide on the scope of the survey. Plan the basic survey overview. This involves 1. Composition of the working teams, 2. Delegation of roles and responsibilities, 3. Setting the activities, and 4. Timeframes. Conduct a literature review. Collect and tabulate secondary data. Based on the findings, define key study areas and make decisions on how to allocate scarce resources. Identify and interview knowledgeable observers of an analyzed subsector. Conduct informal interviews with market actors in the subsector. Draft a report. Present it to clients. Present it to interested stakeholders. Revise the report based on feedback and propose the next steps. As a farmer, there are a number of activities that you have to do so as to meet the demands of customers. Now, all these activities that are aimed at fulfilling customer demands is what is referred to as a supply chain. In line with this, supply chain management is the bringing together of all these activities so as to fulfill customer demands. For the sake of understanding this concept, we will look at the key supply chain management issues that a poultry farmer should consider. In any supply chain, decisions are made individually and collectively regarding the following 5 areas. We will begin with production decisions. As a farmer, you must decide what products the market wants and how much of which products should be produced. For example, as a poultry farmer, you may discover that the market wants eggs and not necessarily chicken meat. Two, inventory decisions. You should decide what inventory you want stocked at each stage in the supply chain. For example, keeping track of how many eggs are produced daily or weekly. Three, location decisions. The location of facilities for the housing and storage of farm produce is another important factor to consider. The location chosen should be the most cost efficient for production and for storage of inventory. Transportation decisions. The moving of farm produce from one supply chain location to another is another important factor. In line with this, a farmer should choose the best mode of transportation for their product. And 5, information decisions. The collection of facts and figures about the farm produce is another key consideration. As a farmer, you need to determine how this information will be collected and shared. As a farmer, you need to market your agricultural produce and develop marketing skills by having practical knowledge on supply chains and value chain development. We hope that this lesson will help you to improve on marketing of agricultural produce, marketing skills, and value chain development. Thank you for watching, and we wish you much success in your farming practice.